Yes, let's give him his birthday wish and lock them in. I smiled.
Yeah, let's do it.
Laura cheered, raising her fist. Prepare yourself, you stupid husband. I shoved the washing machine in front of the door. It was heavy, but I had an adrenaline rush. The door wouldn't budge now. I also blocked the hallway door. I put a small child's dresser in front of it. An adult dresser would have been too heavy. It wasn't much, but it would slow him down.
Laura, what are you doing? Ruby, what are you doing?
My husband's muffled voice came from the bathroom. What do you think? You don't want to come out, right?
Of course I do,
he shouted. Laura was still smiling. Then the front door opened, and I smiled at the new arrival. My husband continued.
Laura, be a good girl and move the things. Daddy's stuck.
Mommy said it's a surprise for you, Daddy.
A surprise?
Yeah. You brought me a surprise for my birthday, so I have something for you too.
And what is that surprise, sweetie?
Well, you brought a lady for my birthday, so I brought someone too,
she said, glancing at the person behind us.
Oh, okay. Who is it, sweetie?
My surprise to you is this. I brought Grandpa and Grandma for your birthday.
You did what?
He shouted from the bathroom.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Laura, wait.
No way! Your parents are here? Please tell me she's joking.
The woman screamed. Keep your voices down, guys. Father-in-law's voice boomed.
What do you think you're doing?
I suddenly heard a deep voice. It was raspy but full of energy and anger despite his age. My husband fell silent immediately.
I said, what are you doing, you idiot son?
His father roared.
Dad.
My husband whimpered. My father-in-law, still muscular and imposing, was there. Perfect timing. I had called them with Laura's help. They were furious but willing to help, especially when it was a request from their dear granddaughter. This was going to be a showdown. Before I moved to my parents' house, I had hired a detective to investigate my husband's activities. We had clear photos of him entering a hotel with his mistress. That's why I could show our daughter the photo. You let your mistress live here?
You left, so...
And you moved another woman in? His excuse infuriated me. I knew they rarely left the house since she moved in, and it was laughable how perfect the timing was for them to be in the shower together. As I smiled in victory, I heard a loud rumble behind me. I turned to see my father-in-law standing there, fuming with rage. He was incredibly angry. I stepped aside from the door. My muscular father-in-law easily moved the small dresser and stood before the door, throwing it open with a bang.
Get out here, you fool! Ugh!
My husband screamed, and so did I. Why? Because he stood there naked. He must have pushed the washing machine aside and gotten out, but still naked. He grabbed a towel to cover himself.
Why aren't you dressed?
His father shouted.
My clothes are gone.
My husband whined. Of course I knew. There was only a towel outside the bathroom. It's easy to guess why, but it's an adult matter, not for a child's ears. I handed the woman towels and clothes, and they headed to the living room, still arguing. They both sat in front of me with their heads down. Laura was taken to the park by her grandmother. So, let's hear it. How long has this been going on? The detective had evidence of the affair, but not how it started or how long it had been going on. My husband, sweating, muttered.
I don't remember.
Suddenly there was a loud bang. It was his father slamming the table.
Speak up!
Oh, scary. Can 2 words be that intimidating? I was glad I called my father-in-law.
2 years ago, we started working on a project together and it grew from there.
He admitted. I started suspecting my husband 2 years ago on our daughter's birthday. This seemed true enough. Why did you introduce her to Laura? He stayed silent, and so did she. I glanced at her, but she kept her head down. I looked back at my husband and was startled to see my father-in-law standing beside him. He was just on the sofa next to him. Wow, ninja move.
Speak up.
Gosh, he's so intimidating. He's glaring up at my husband who's looking down. It's like a scene from a comic book or something. His bald head made him look even more intimidating. He wasn't bald because he shaved his head. It just happened. Plus, he's huge and muscular, making my less muscular husband look weak.
I thought she might become Laura's mother, so I wanted them to get along,
he cheerfully said under his father's pressure. That will never happen. Laura stays with me.
You'll take her from the father she loves?
What? From the father who ignores her? Shut up. I snapped, influenced by my father-in-law's anger. I took a deep breath and said, Divorce is final. I'll take Laura. We'll pay alimony and child support in a lump sum.
It's your fault for being unattractive. I'll never pay all that,
he retorted. But my father-in-law grabbed his mouth.
Don't you dare speak to her like that, you piece of shit!
My husband whimpered. His father's muscular hand was pulling at my husband's mouth. Yeah, keep going. I felt a bit of satisfaction watching my husband get his comeuppance while I looked at the still silent woman. You'll also pay alimony.
Why should I?
You knew he was married. You worked together. There's no way you didn't know. There are family photos everywhere, too. Don't lie.
I can't afford it.
Then your salary will be garnished.
You can't do that.
You ruined a family. Don't think you'll get away with it. Finally realizing her position, the woman turned pale. Behind me, my father-in-law continued berating my husband.
I'm sorry. I'll value my family, so please stop. I'll straighten you out, you idiot.
A wrestling match ensued. Dad, please don't break anything. We have to sell this house, I called. I divorced my husband and got the alimony and child support in a lump sum. Since he had squandered money, his parents covered the alimony and child support.
Ruby, we're sorry for our idiot son.
They apologized. That was enough. I held no grudge against them. Just be the grandparents Laura loves, I said, and they teared up. The mistress also paid her alimony with her parents' help and left her job, moving back home. Her parents farmed in the countryside, a life she had fled from before. Now she worked there to repay the money, complaining about the smelly manure. I didn't care about her anymore as long as she stayed out of my life. My ex-husband also returned to his parents' home. I wondered how he would repay his parents without keeping his job, but word got out at his company. He was shunned, especially by the women, and ended up quitting. Both of them being involved in the affair disrupted the workplace and their salaries were reduced. The atmosphere became so hostile that he left. What a wuss. How will he repay his parents? Like his mistress, he ended up working for his parents. My muscular father-in-law is known for his hard physical labor. I doubted my wimpy ex-husband could handle it. According to my former mother-in-law who visited us, he was collapsing under the strain both at work and at home, supervised by his tough father. I wondered if he was okay, but after a while he disappeared. His father was furious, but I felt relieved knowing I'd never have to see him again. Laura's thriving, growing up healthy and happy. I had aimed to give her double the love to make up for her father's absence, but with 4 doting grandparents, she is always joyful. She quickly adjusted to life without her father. He had always been a shadow anyway. I became a full-time employee juggling work, housework, and parenting. But thanks to Laura's constant smiles, I'm always full of energy.